This image showcases a beautifully crafted Japandi-style Zen garden that merges Japanese landscaping principles with Scandinavian minimalism. The garden features a peaceful pathway made of stepping stones set within fine white gravel, winding its way through a tranquil space adorned with rocks, carefully pruned trees, and lush greenery. Wooden decking surrounds the garden, serving as a bridge between the indoors and outdoors, while the sliding wooden doors offer a traditional Japanese touch. Each element within the garden has been intentionally placed, embodying the principles of simplicity, natural beauty, and harmony that are central to Japandi design. The foundation of this Japandi Zen garden is a pathway, which invites you to take a slow, mindful journey through the space. This path of round, dark stone slabs set in a bed of fine white gravel draws the eye naturally from one end of the garden to the other. In Japanese garden design, pathways serve more than just a functional purpose. They encourage reflection, slowing down the pace of movement and cultivating a sense of presence. The choice of contrasting materials, the dark stones against the bright gravel, creates a visual rhythm that adds depth and texture to the garden. This balance between light and dark, rough and smooth, is a hallmark of both Japanese and Scandinavian design, creating an inviting and balanced aesthetic that feels serene and grounded. The gravel, often referred to as karasansui or dry landscape, is central to traditional Japanese Zen gardens, representing water and symbolizing purity and tranquility. Here, the gravel has been meticulously raked to form gentle curves that flow alongside the pathway, suggesting the movement of water around rocks and plants. This practice of raking the gravel into patterns is meditative in itself, encouraging a connection to nature through simplicity and mindfulness. The smooth, flowing lines in the gravel contrast with the more irregular shapes of the rocks and plants, adding to the harmonious balance that characterizes Japandi design. The gravel bed also provides a blank canvas that draws attention to each individual element, making every rock, plant, and stepping stone stand out in its own beauty. The rocks in this garden, both large and small, are integral to the overall composition. In Japanese garden design, rocks are considered the bones of the landscape, grounding the space and symbolizing strength and permanence. The placement of these rocks is not random, but carefully chosen to achieve a sense of natural asymmetry that feels both balanced and dynamic. The rocks vary in size, color, and texture, adding a layer of depth and contrast to the garden. The large, dark rocks stand in stark contrast to the finer gravel, creating visual anchors within the garden that draw the eye and provide a sense of stability. These stones evoke images of mountains, a common motif in Japanese gardens, representing endurance and timelessness. By including rocks in a variety of shapes and sizes, the garden feels organic and natural, even within its meticulously designed layout. The lush greenery in the garden brings a touch of vitality and life, creating a sense of continuity with nature. Each plant is carefully chosen and placed, embodying the minimalist approach of Japandi design, where every element has a purpose and contributes to the overall harmony of the space. In traditional Japanese gardens, trees are pruned to encourage natural shapes and forms, symbolizing harmony with nature rather than domination over it. The restrained use of greenery reflects the Scandinavian influence, where simplicity and minimalism are prioritized, allowing the natural beauty of each plant to shine without overcrowding the space. In traditional Japanese gardens, trees are pruned to encourage natural shapes and forms, symbolizing harmony with nature rather than domination over it. The restrained use of greenery reflects the Scandinavian influence, where simplicity and minimalism are prioritized, allowing the natural beauty of each plant to shine without overcrowding the space. The moss in this garden grows organically, filling in spaces between the rocks and blending with the gravel, creating a seamless transition between elements. This subtle detail adds a layer of texture to the garden, enhancing its depth and inviting visitors to notice the small, quiet beauty in every corner. Moss is also a reminder of impermanence and the natural cycles of growth and decay, which aligns with Zen philosophies of acceptance and mindfulness. The wooden decking that frames the garden acts as a transition space between the indoors and outdoors, inviting one to sit, reflect, and connect with the surrounding nature. The wood, with its warm tones and natural grain, complements the earthy elements of the garden, creating a sense of continuity and cohesion. This decking is reminiscent of Scandinavian design, where natural wood is often used to add warmth and texture to interiors and exteriors. By using wood as a frame for the garden, the space feels enclosed yet open, as though it is part of a larger natural world beyond its boundaries. The decking also provides a functional space, where one can sit, meditate, or simply enjoy the view, encouraging a mindful interaction with the environment. The natural texture of the wood contrasts beautifully with the smooth gravel and stones, enhancing the sensory experience of the space. The sliding wooden doors in the background are a key feature that ties the garden to traditional Japanese architecture. These doors, often referred to as shoji, typically consist of a wooden frame with translucent paper or glass panels, allowing light to pass through while maintaining privacy. In this case, the wooden lattice pattern adds a subtle, geometric detail to the space, providing a backdrop that complements the organic forms in the garden. The shoji doors can be opened to blur the boundaries between the indoor and outdoor spaces, creating a seamless transition that enhances a feeling of unity with nature. This concept of indoor-outdoor living is deeply rooted in both Japanese and Scandinavian design philosophies, where the home is seen as an extension of the natural world. By incorporating traditional Japanese elements into a minimalist setting, the Japandi style creates a balanced environment that feels timeless and grounded. Another notable feature in this Japandi Zen Garden is the emphasis on negative space, which allows each element to breathe and stand out in its own beauty. The uncluttered design, with ample open spaces around the stones, plants, and pathway, is a defining characteristic of Japandi and Zen aesthetics. Negative space, or mind Japanese, is a concept of creating an intentional emptiness that allows for reflection and mindfulness. In this garden, the negative space amplifies the tranquility, drawing attention to the details of each element and inviting a deeper appreciation for simplicity. This balance between what is present and what is absent reflects the Zen philosophy of finding peace and fulfillment in emptiness, a concept that resonates with the Scandinavian minimalist ethos as well. The muted color palette of the garden, with its shades of gray, brown, green, and white, contributes to the sense of calm and harmony. Japandi design favors natural, earthy colors that soothe the mind and create a grounded feeling. The gray stones, white gravel, and brown would create a neutral backdrop that allows the green plants and moss to stand out without overwhelming the senses. This restrained use of color helps maintain a serene, balanced atmosphere, as bright or contrasting colors would disrupt the tranquility of the space. The natural tones also enhance the garden's connection to the surrounding environment, creating a harmonious blend with the outdoor landscape and the wooden architecture of the home. In conclusion, this Japandi-style Zen garden is a masterful integration of Japanese and Scandinavian design principles, creating a tranquil space that invites mindfulness and connection with nature. Each element in the garden, from the stepping stones and gravel to the rocks and greenery, has been carefully chosen and placed to create a harmonious, balanced environment. The use of natural materials, muted colors, and negative space contributes to a sense of calm and simplicity, encouraging visitors to slow down and appreciate the beauty of each element. The wooden decking and sliding doors provide a seamless transition between indoors and outdoors, blurring the boundaries between the home and the natural world. This garden embodies the Japandi philosophy of minimalism, functionality, and mindfulness, creating a peaceful retreat where one can find solace and inspiration. In this space, one is reminded of the beauty of simplicity, the importance of balance, and the enduring connection between humanity and nature.